breakfast.
Good morning, Ma. Here is
It's cold! How many times must I tell you? I want my food hot. Are you stupid?
Krista Williams stood in front of her floor-to-ceiling mirror in her Lekki Phase 1 penthouse, admiring her reflection. Her burgundy frontal wig cascaded perfectly over her shoulders. Her designer bodycon dress hugged every curve, and her limited edition Hermes bag sat on the marble counter, a gift from her boyfriend, David. "Mama Ngozi, where is my breakfast?" She screamed toward the kitchen, not bothering to move. The older woman appeared moments later, carrying a tray with freshly made pancakes and orange juice. "Good morning, Ma. Here is your..." "It's cold!" She knocked the tray from Mama Ngozi's hands. Juice splattered across the white tiles. "How many times must I tell you? I want my food hot. Are you stupid?" Mama Ngozi knelt to clean the mess, her face calm despite the humiliation. "I'm sorry, Ma. I will make fresh." "Forget it. Just clean this mess. You poor people can never do anything right." Crystal stepped over the spilled food in her Louboutin heels and grabbed her Chanel bag. "I'm going out, and when I come back, this whole house better be spotless, you hear me?" "Yes, Ma." As Crystal strutted out, she didn't see the sad shake of Mama Ngozi's head or hear her quiet whisper, "God have mercy." That afternoon, Crystal met her friends, Vanessa and Divine, at a luxury restaurant in Victoria Island. They spent 3 hours taking Instagram photos, barely touching the expensive food. "Babe, your outfit is fire," Vanessa gushed, snapping Crystal's photo. "Is that the new Balenciaga?" "Of course, darling. David bought it for me last week in Dubai." Crystal flipped her hair. "He's taking me to the Maldives next month. First class, obviously." "You're so lucky, Crystal. My own boyfriend is so stingy," Divine complained. "Ah ha ha ha, that's because you're dating a regular man. Me, I only date men with serious money. David owns 3 companies. That's why I can afford this lifestyle." What Crystal didn't know was that David's companies were fronts for an elaborate fraud scheme, and she was the perfect unwitting accomplice. Later that evening, Crystal returned home to find Mama Ngozi folding laundry in the living room. Something about seeing the older woman in her home irritated Crystal deeply. "Mama Ngozi, I've been thinking," as I said, examining her fresh manicure. "You're getting old. Your work is becoming sloppy. I think it's time for you to go." Mama Ngozi looked up shocked. "Ma, please, I have 3 children in school. I need this job." "That's not my problem," Crystal snapped. "Pack your cheap bag and leave my mansion. You're fired." Tears filled Mama Ngozi's eyes. She gathered her few belongings slowly, then turned to face Crystal at the door. "My daughter, I have worked for you for 2 years. I have never stolen from you. I have cleaned, cooked, and respected you. But you have treated me like dirt under your shoe." "Are you done with your speech?" Crystal rolled her eyes. "I will leave now, but remember this. Pride comes before a fall. The way you treat people when you're up is the same way life will treat you when you are down. Mark my words." Crystal slammed the door in her face and laughed. "Foolish woman, I will never be down. Never." The following week, Crystal planned the most extravagant birthday party Lagos had ever seen. She rented the most expensive event center in Ikoyi, hired a live band, and invited every influential person she knew. Her guest list included celebrities, politicians' children, and the entire Lagos socialite community. David promised to surprise her with something special. The party was magnificent. Crystal wore a custom-made gold sequin dress that cost 2.5 million naira. Her makeup was flawless. Her entrance was dramatic, with a red carpet and professional photographers. "Happy birthday to me," she shouted, popping champagne. The crowd cheered.
Halfway through the party, Crystal decided to pay for premium bottles for all her VIP guests. She handed her credit card to the bartender with a flourish. "Charge everything to this card," she announced loudly, wanting everyone to see her generosity. The bartender swiped the card. Once, twice, 3 times. "Ma, your card is declining." Crystal's smile froze. "That's impossible. Try again." He tried, still declined. "Use this one." She handed him another card. Same result. Whispers started spreading through the crowd. Crystal's hands trembled as she pulled out her phone to call David. The number was switched off. Then her phone rang. Unknown number. "Hello? Is this Miss Crystal Williams?" A stern male voice asked. "Yes, who is this?" "This is the EFCC. We're calling to inform you that all your accounts have been frozen pending investigation into money laundering activities linked to David Chen. Officers are on their way to your residence. Do not leave Lagos." The phone slipped from Crystal's hand. Within hours, everything unraveled. David had disappeared, fled the country with millions. He had been using Crystal's accounts to launder stolen money, and now the authorities thought she was involved. Her accounts were frozen. Her cars were seized. Her landlord, hearing the news, immediately served her eviction notice. By midnight, Crystal stood outside her former penthouse with one suitcase, her Instagram friends' numbers all blocking her calls. "Vanessa, please, I just need a place to stay for a few days." "Sorry, Crystal, I can't get involved in your EFCC wahala. Don't call me again." Divine wouldn't even answer. For 3 days, Crystal wandered Lagos, sleeping in cheap hotels until her cash ran out. No one would help her. Her family had long ago cut her off for her arrogance. Her friends were fake. She had nothing and no one. On the 4th day, desperate and broken, Crystal found herself in a Jegule, standing outside a small apartment she remembered from a time she had mockingly driven past it with Mama Ngozi. She knocked. Mama Ngozi opened the door, her eyes widening in shock at the sight before her. Crystal, still in her now dirty designer dress, face bare of makeup, eyes red from crying, looking utterly defeated. "Mama, please." Crystal collapsed to her knees. "I have nowhere to go. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for everything. Please help me." Mama Ngozi stood silent for a long moment, then slowly helped Crystal to her feet. "Come inside, my daughter." Over the following months, Mama Ngozi taught Crystal what real life was like. Crystal learned to cook, to clean, to budget 5,000 naira for a week's meals. She learned to take public transport, to bargain at the market, to appreciate a simple meal of rice and stew. Most importantly, she learned humility. One evening, as they prepared dinner together in Mama Ngozi's tiny kitchen, Crystal finally broke down completely. "Mama, I was so wicked to you. I treated you like you were nothing. And when I had nothing, when I needed help, you were the only one who opened your door. Why?" Mama Ngozi smiled gently. "Because, my daughter, I know that poverty and wealth are temporary, but character is forever. You needed to learn that lesson, not through my anger, but through my example." Crystal wiped her tears. "I will never forget this, Mama. I promise you, if I ever rise again, I will never, ever look down on anyone. That is all I pray for, my child. That is all." 6 months later, after her name was cleared in the investigation, Crystal started from scratch. She got a job as a sales girl in a small shop, worked hard, and slowly rebuilt her life, but this time with humility, kindness, and gratitude as her foundation. The Slay Queen was dead. A humble, grateful woman had taken her place.